nothing but a bastardized extension of Moorish masonry stolen directly from your ancestral archetype. They didn't even invent the name Ku Klux Klan. It's a stolen acronym for Kukulkan, the feathered serpent deity worshipped by the Moorish people of the Yucatan long before Jesuit assassins co-opted that draconian magic. Those white robes and conical hoods came straight from the Negro Order of the Knights of Seville in Spain, as documented in J.A. Rogers' 100 Amazing Facts About the Negro. You see those Holy Week processions in Spain today? That is Caucasians dressing as Moorish penitents because they inherited all of that from the Moors who ruled them for 700 years. Even the chasing of the bulls in Spain is a ritual mockery. The Moor represents the bull being chased out of Spain, a celebration of your deposition disguised as sport. It's the same with the swarthy Pete, Zwarte Piet ritual, which is a reminiscent memory of the Moors bringing the gift of life to Europeans dying in the dark caves. They dress in blackface to celebrate you not existing while they parade in your ancestral habits. The white man is just an imitator who inherited those priestly habits to terrorize dead Moors. Kanye West wearing those black KKK hoods isn't an accident. He is a Gemini wild card acting out a Masonic ritual in the same bed as Donald Trump, signaling the total collapse of the corporate United States and disclosing that the original order was melanated. Even Tupac knew the truth. He called himself Machiavelli because he knew about the Venetian oligarchy and the demonic sigils like the Tupac EP or EpiPen used to trap your soul force in an ethereal bloodchain net of adrenochrome-backed cryptocurrency that is currently being exposed to masses through the Epstein files. So let's cut the nonsense. The movie Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire shows Death Eaters wearing these conical hoods to represent occult Moorish magic. But Hollywood turns it evil once again to make you run from your own power. The system turned the priestly garments of our ancestors into the witch's hat and the dunce cap to turn us away from our own science and make the ignorant view our power as evil and demonic. The massive witch hunts in history, just like the events documented in Salem, were actually a targeted purge of the Moorish priesthood in America. These witches were actually members of specific melanated bloodlines who held the ancestral connection to ancient magic that the invaders were trying to steal and shift back to Europe. They burned our priests at the stake to destroy the Moorish systems of science and the Grail bloodline that goes back to the original creator. The conical caps was originally designed to increase blood flow to the brain, acting as a spiritual tuning fork. You must realize that the KKK was created by stealing the Moorish science and culture of the Moors through suckers like Albert Pike, stealing straight from the Negro Order of the Knights of Seville, because these decoys never created anything of their own. The KKK was not just a ragtag group of racists. It was a quasi-political organization legally sanctioned by the pseudo-United States government. Its true purpose was to function as a militia for land theft, specifically targeting the original Moorish landowners, so-called black people who held the Allo deal titles to this continent. They created the U.S. citizen as a fictitious status to place you under their trust as a mentally dead person, while the Klan was used to enforce this transition through a Black Sun ritual of terror, which is all our stolen sciences. Don't ever forget that they didn't create anything. Nothing new under the sun.
Wow.
Summoning lightning by...
What people need to understand is this is a war between order and chaos, between democracy and anarchy.
Mr. Igo, is the insurgency reorganizing?
When applying the visible following of a target, marking the target uncomfortable because of your presence, you will be given instructions as to when to break off the following. Another CBA or CBA team may pick up the visible following, but once you have broken away, they advise that you are clear and ready for the next assignment. Part 3. Intercepts. Intercepts are where community-based agents will appear to, quote, just coincidentally, cross paths on foot with the target. Once the target has been sensitized to the point of realizing they are under surveillance and punishment, they will recognize and be made appropriately uncomfortable by the simple act of multiple CBAs, quote, just happening to cross paths with them. Your local control center will instruct you as to how you will be cued to perform an intercept. Often you will have an on-site supervisor, OSS, position you and give you hand signals as to when to start your movement to intercept the target. Because targets moving about aren't always totally predictable, the success of CBA intercepts depends heavily on the electronic corps, who have means of monitoring the exact whereabouts of every target, and through computer programs predict exactly when and where a target will be as they move about the community. Your local OSS has a special means of receiving
So all you other folk out there still on that ghosts, goblin, demons, and all that shit, man, cut it out, bro. This is a systematic program. These bots know what they doing, all right? They know what they doing. They're following you on purpose, all by design. And they're using neurological weapons and satellites connected to cell phones to target you. It's just that simple.
silent instructions for the center. 1. Intercepting CBAs may be asked to perform one of the following forms of intercept. Simple path crossing, requiring the target to take evasive action to avoid collision. Multiple CBAs sometimes perform this several times a day during a single outing by a target. On foot, walking for an extended period of time, opposite side of the street from walking target. Arriving at a place known to be a favorite of the target and simply occupying that place just as the target is about to arrive. Restaurants, parks, public facility seating, even bus seats are examples. Sometimes just, quote, hanging out in such a location at times and places where people don't ordinarily do that. Smoking, coin jingling, whistling, or toe tapping near the target at a location where the target is known to stand as to wait for the bus, or standing right behind a target at a water fountain. A group, as many as a dozen CBAs, may be assigned to arrive at a store just ahead of the target and form a queue ahead of the target, spending time buying lottery tickets to delay the target when the target is very tired and eager to get home after work, for example, or in a hurry. Community-based agents may be assigned to leave a next-door home or apartment exactly the same time as the target, repeatedly. Alternatively, a CBA may intercept a target a short way before home and arrive at exactly the same time as the target.
See, we call it gang stalkers. They are gang stalkers, but it's many words: proxy stalking, CBA, community-based agents. It's all the same thing. These are puppets that sold out to the deep state. They're going to hell. It's just that simple. You know what I mean? And they deserve to go if they don't change from their ways. If they don't repent, they deserve to go to hell. I don't want them in heaven with me. Can I get a no there?
While these may seem like trivial acts, keep in mind that the target will have these, quote, trivial things happen every single day, and repeated intercepts like these will force the target to always watch for such acts, essentially ensuring the target never, quote, has a nice day.
What?
This is the goal, to ensure the target's punishment. Similar intercept operations are performed with vehicles. The center can schedule these every day. The target commutes, and both to and from work. Vehicle intercepts are particularly effective when the target sees the same vehicle in an intercept convoy both in the morning and in the evening commute.
Ain't that
Because
something?
vehicle intercepts can be dangerous, CBA assigned to vehicle intercept duty must successfully complete a special training course prior to actual assignment. Here are some examples of vehicle...
So in other words, when I figured it out anyway, you know what I'm saying? Because, in the very beginning, they always act like they're going to hit you on the road and stuff, come run into you and stuff, and my car been tapped several times in the past. You know what I'm saying? But it was just a matter of time, they synchronize and they map out everything, because we're not even just really talking about the bots. We're talking about the whole machine, because you know that this is a machine that's controlling the bots to do this crap, to be able to synchronize with you at precise times, throughout your day. So it's not like these bots are smart. They didn't create the technology. That's why I keep telling y'all, you got to go after the people that created the technology that was given and handed down to these stupid people that don't know what to do with themselves. You know what I'm saying? They done sold their souls to the devil. It was a crappy deal, but at least it came with a few toys like a Happy Meal. And that's all these bots want, is a Happy Meal with extra cheese. You know what I'm saying? Because they suckers and they don't know no better. You know what I'm saying? We talking about crack babies. You know what I'm saying? This is the crack era. These Cabbage Patch Kids out here. They ain't got no damn sense. You know what I'm saying? This is the invasion of the incubators. All right. You know what I'm saying? So you got to forgive them with what they know, not what they do, because they done signed the contract. They went in their right mind. Holla back, y'all.
And the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophet are, and shall be tormented day and night forever and ever. What's that supposed to mean?